Here's when and where to hear NASA reveal mystery, exciting new discovery, about the Moon, Forbes. A 4G network on the Moon is bad news for radio. AlKhale today. Owner of all-electric Nissan Leaf frustrated by difficulty of getting new battery, cbc.ca. Canada's transport regulator hasn't settled a single COVID-19 flight cancellation complaint, cbc.ca. These tiny, little winged dinosaurs were probably worse at flying than chickens, science alert. Samples of asteroid Bennu are spilling from the jammed OSIRIS-REx spacecraft, first post. Fed chair, 80% of global central banks considering digital currencies, Kitco News. Big tech accused of avoiding $2.8 billion in tax to poorest countries, The Guardian. How paleontologists pieced together the strange story of whale evolution, The Wire Science. Poop is full of secrets. DNA in fringe-lipped bat poop reveals unexpected eating habits, SciTech Daily.